Welcome to English Lab Stories. Listen, learn, and speak with confidence. Can you say 30 real life English sentences without translating in your head? Let's find out. Welcome to week 2 of the 60-day English speaking challenge. Today, you'll practice 30 natural sentences for real life conversations. Our first section is about making plans and invitations. Listen carefully to each sentence. Repeat during the pause. If you need more time, pause the video. At the end, we'll practice all 30 sentences again with shadowing. Let's begin. Sentence 1. Are you free this weekend? We use are you free to ask whether someone is available and has time to do something. For example, are you free after work today? Now repeat, are you free this weekend? Sentence 2. Do you feel like going out for dinner? Do you feel like is a casual way to ask whether someone wants to do something. For example, do you feel like getting some coffee? Now repeat. Do you feel like going out for dinner? Sentence 3. I was wondering if you'd like to join us. I was wondering if makes an invitation or request sound softer and more polite. For example, I was wondering if you'd like to come to the party. Now repeat. I was wondering if you'd like to join us. Sentence 4. That sounds great. What time should we meet? We say, that sounds great, when we like someone's idea or suggestion. For example, a picnic on Sunday? That sounds great. Now repeat, that sounds great. What time should we meet? Sentence 5. I'm afraid I already have plans. I'm afraid doesn't mean that you're scared. It's a polite way to introduce disappointing or negative information. For example, I'm afraid I can't make it tonight. Now repeat, I'm afraid I already have plans. You're doing great. Let's continue. Sentence 6. Could we take a rain check? To take a rain check means to decline an invitation now, but suggest doing it another time. For example, I'm busy today, but could I take a rain check? Now repeat. Could we take a rain check? Sentence 7. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. To get back to someone means to contact them later with an answer or more information. For example, let me check the date and get back to you tomorrow. Now repeat. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. Sentence 8. Something came up, so I may be a little late. Something came up means that an unexpected situation happened and affected your plans. For example, something came up at work, so I need to stay a little longer. Now repeat. Something came up, so I may be a little late. Sentence 9. Would it be okay if we moved it to Friday? Would it be okay if is a polite way to ask for permission or suggest a change. For example, would it be okay if we met a little later? Now repeat. Would it be okay if we moved it to Friday? Sentence 10. I'll send you the details once everything is confirmed. Once everything is confirmed means after all the information and arrangements are final. For example, I'll call you once a reservation is confirmed. Now repeat. I'll send you the details once everything is confirmed. Wonderful. You've completed the first 10 sentences of week 2. Now let's continue with polite requests and clarification. Sentence 11. Could you give me a hand with this? Give me a hand is a natural way to ask someone for help. For example, could you give me a hand with these boxes? Now repeat. Could you give me a hand with this? Sentence 12. Would you mind speaking a little more slowly? Would you mind is a polite way to make a request. After this expression, we normally use a verb ending in ing. For example, would you mind repeating the last sentence? Now repeat. Would you mind speaking a little more slowly? Sentence 13. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. I didn't quite catch that means that you didn't hear or understand something completely. For example, sorry, I didn't quite catch your name. Now repeat. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Sentence 14. Could you say that again, please? Use this polite question when you need someone to repeat what they said. For example, could you say the address again, please? Now repeat. Could you say that again, please? Sentence 15. What do you mean by that? Use this question when you want someone to explain an idea or expression more clearly. For example, what do you mean by flexible hours? Now repeat. What do you mean by that? Nice work. Let's keep going. Sentence 16. Let me make sure I understood you correctly. Use this sentence when you want to confirm information and avoid a misunderstanding. For example, let me make sure I understood you correctly. The meeting starts at 9, right? Now repeat. Let me make sure I understood you correctly. Sentence 17. Could you show me how this works? Use this question when you need someone to demonstrate or explain how to use something. For example, could you show me how to connect to the Wi-Fi? Now repeat. Could you show me how this works? Sentence 18. Is there any chance you could help me? Is there any chance makes a request sound gentle and polite. For example, is there any chance you could drive me home? Now repeat. Is there any chance you could help me? Sentence 19. I'd appreciate it if you could send me the information. I'd appreciate it if is a polite and slightly formal way to ask someone to do something. For example, I'd appreciate it if you could reply by Friday. Now repeat. I'd appreciate it if you could send me the information. Sentence 20. Just to clarify, are we meeting at 6 or 7? Just to clarify is used when you want to confirm a detail and prevent a misunderstanding. For example, just to clarify, should I bring my passport or my ID? Now repeat. Just to clarify, are we meeting at 6 or 7? Excellent work. You've completed sentences 11 through 20. Next, we'll practice 10 natural sentences for handling everyday problems. These 10 sentences will help you talk about everyday problems and find solutions naturally. Sentence 21. I'm running a little late. Running late means that you will arrive later than expected. For example, I'm running late, but I'll be there in 10 minutes. Now repeat. I'm running a little late. Sentence 22. Something came up, so I need to reschedule. When something comes up, an unexpected situation happens and changes your plans. For example, something came up at work, so I can't meet you today. Now repeat. Something came up, so I need to reschedule. Sentence 23. I can't seem to get this to work. Use can't seem to when you have tried to do something but have not been successful. For example, I can't seem to get the printer to work. Now repeat. I can't seem to get this to work. Sentence 24. The internet keeps cutting out. When the internet keeps cutting out, the connection repeatedly stops and returns. For example, your voice keeps cutting out. Could you call me again? Now repeat. The internet keeps cutting out. Sentence 25. I think there may have been a misunderstanding. Use this polite sentence when people have understood a situation differently. For example, I think there may have been a misunderstanding about the meeting time. Now repeat. I think there may have been a misunderstanding. Nice work. Let's continue. Sentence 26. Let me see what I can do. Use this expression when you're going to try to help or find a solution. For example, the appointment schedule is full, but let me see what I can do. Now repeat. Let me see what I can do. Sentence 27. I'll look into it and get back to you. Look into it means to investigate a situation. Get back to you means to contact you later with more information. For example, I'll look into the problem and get back to you tomorrow. Now repeat. I'll look into it and get back to you. Sentence 28. We need to come up with another plan. Come up with means to think of or create an idea or solution. For example, the restaurant is closed, so we need to come up with another plan. Now repeat. We need to come up with another plan. Sentence 29. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. Figure something out means to understand a problem or find a solution. For example, I don't know how to fix it yet, but I'll figure it out. Now repeat, don't worry, we'll figure it out. Sentence 30. It didn't go as planned, but it worked out in the end. Go as planned means to happen in the way you expected. Work out means to have a successful result. For example, our flight was delayed, but everything worked out in the end. Now repeat, it didn't go as planned, but it worked out in the end. Fantastic work! You've completed all 30 sentences for week 2 of the 60-day English speaking challenge. Next, you'll hear all 30 sentences again at natural speed. Listen carefully and speak along with me. Try to copy my pronunciation, rhythm, stress, and intonation. Let's begin the full shadowing practice. Ready? Let's begin. Are you free this weekend? Do you feel like going out for dinner? Would you like to come with us? How about meeting after work? That sounds like a great idea. I'd love to, but I already have plans. I'm not sure yet. Let me check my schedule. What time works best for you? Let's meet at the cafe around 6. I'll let you know as soon as I can. Could you give me a hand with this? Would you mind speaking a little more slowly? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that again, please? What do you mean by that? Let me make sure I understood you correctly. Could you show me how this works? Is there any chance you could help me? I'd appreciate it if you could send me the information. Just to clarify, are we meeting at 6 or 7? I'm running a little late. Something came up, so I need to reschedule. I can't seem to get this to work. The internet keeps cutting out. I think there may have been a misunderstanding. Let me see what I can do. I'll look into it and get back to you. We need to come up with another plan. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. It didn't go as planned, but it worked out in the end. Fantastic work! You've completed the full shadowing practice for week 2. Practice these sentences every day this week. Each time you repeat them, focus on speaking more smoothly and confidently. I'll see you in week 3 of the 60-day English speaking challenge. Want to keep practicing? You can download the PDF for this lesson using the link in the video description. It includes all 30 sentences, so you can review them and practice anytime. See you in the next challenge.